Hello, welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Everton News Daily brought to you in partnership with the SofaScore app, which is free to download. The link is in the description. Please do so now. Thank you very much. It's really good. Can I just, before we start, just say that this news show is literally bringing you what's in the news about Everton. So if there's links where you go, like someone said yesterday, like, why are you reporting on that? Because it's in the news. Without them, this video will probably be about a minute. So it's the news. It's what's in the news about Everton. Ergo, what I bring to you. There you go. The Fan Advisory Board at Everton has released a statement today calling for a suspension of all Premier League and PSR hearings, given it claims a lack of transparent process or framework addressing PSR breaches and subsequent sanctions in a consistent and fair manner. Now, this comes on the back of 3 MPs yesterday from Nottingham. They wrote to the Secretary of State basically saying remove the points deductions and any PSR hearings until after the independent regulator is in place, because it's chaotic. There's no proper framework. Basically saying the Premier League are making it up as they go along. And this is something that the chair of the FAB said today, Dave Kelly, has basically accused the Premier League of making it up as it goes along. Andy Burnham, of course, the Mayor of Manchester, has already said this and has been backed up by other MPs. But obviously the Fan Advisory Board, working on behalf of the fans, they have released, it's a brilliant statement, to be honest. It's a long statement, but it's stuff about the impacts it has on fans. And, you know, the Premier League and Richard Masters is, you know, keep trotting out that tagline. You cannot blame the fans. Football without fans is nothing. Well, you are damaging a lot of supporters with these nonsense rules that you're making up. Yes, if it's in black and white and they're all there, clear as day, and there's a framework to follow, that's the way it is. But that is simply not the case at the moment. Everton Fan Advisory Board statements also call for Parliament to ensure that the new independent regulator has full oversight and powers once it gets in. So listen, I don't know whether this will make any difference. I imagine it won't. But it's good that the Fan Advisory Board have released this on the back, like I say, of that letter from the Nottingham MPs yesterday. And I think some people or some fans of other clubs are missing the point, is that neither Everton nor Nottingham Forest, I think, are saying they haven't gone over the guidelines. But there is mitigation in both of them. And because there isn't any, there's nothing in place that is set in stone. The punishments are so severe. Points in the Premier League is so severe. You know, when Everton go to their PSR hearing next week, they will be seen by another 3 independent people. It'll be the 10th, 11th and 12th person to listen to this hearing and then make a decision. So it's absolutely crazy, but that's where we are right now. Moving on, Barcelona are intending to offer Everton a choice of 4 players in part exchange for Everton midfielder Mathew Onana. Barcelona have been tracking Onana for some time, apparently. The 4 players that have been mentioned today are Ansu Fati, Sergino Dest, Clement Lenglet or Fermin Lopez. And of those 2 players, I think the 2 of interest really out of those 4 will be Fermin Lopez first. He is a 20-year-old midfield player. He has played 28 times for Barcelona this season. He scored 5 goals. He's obviously got Champions League experience, lots of room to grow as well. And the fact that Onana's a midfield player and he is obviously makes sense, I guess. And the other player is obviously Ansu Fati, who is on loan at Brighton this season. He's played 22 times for Brighton in all competitions and scored 4 goals. He has been injured a couple of times. He's 21 years of age. He has got a good turn of pace about him, quite creative around the edge of the box as well. If you're offering me, if this is a real story, and it's been reported by Sport today, you know, that well-known, accurate publication, I'm not saying it isn't accurate, but a lot of these stories are what they are. But we do know that there is an interest in Mathew Onana from Barcelona. That has been there for some time. There's other clubs interested as well, of course. But if I had a choice of picking a player out of those 4, it would be one of those 2, as opposed to Sergino Dest or Clement Longley. Seamus Coleman has been speaking. He is away with Ireland on international duty. The first time he's been back with the squad for around a year since he got injured at Leicester City at the back end of last season with a knee injury, serious knee injury. Coleman was speaking and was asked about what's going on at Everton right now. This is what Everton skipper had to say.
Well, listen, we are where we are in the league. Everyone knows all the other stuff that's going around outside it, and you know, ultimately the position we're in is the position we're in now, and we've got 10 games to go in the league, and we've got to fully focus on what we can do as players on the pitch, what we can do as players in the dressing room to make sure that we stay together, because we've been there for a couple of years now, unfortunately, and I'm a strong believer of that. The group that stays together the most and sticks together, fights together will be okay, and we've got to make sure that we have that focus for the next.
And I have just mentioned that there, Seamus Coleman got a serious knee injury after the last time he played for Ireland down at Leicester for Everton. He was asked about that knee injury and his reaction when he got carried off. This is what Seamus had to say about the knee injury.
Well, yeah, I think maybe for the first time I did think that, because you know, I'm not obviously getting any younger, but I do know from lads that have had injuries in the past with ACLs that you know, it's a 9 to 12 month thing, and my contract was up at the end of that season, so I wasn't sure, and to be honest I wasn't really bothered. As you can see, when I was coming off in the stretcher, it was like, right, we could be in real trouble here. This will be my parting, you know, act to the group, and I've tried to like rile the fans up as I'm going off in the stretcher, so I did think maybe it would, but you know, that was dampened straight away the next day when I had the scan, and somehow, touch wood, you know, got away without it being my ACL. Still a serious injury, but you know, one that I could come back from.
And just on the nature, just the nature of the injury, what exactly was it?
I done my medial, yeah. I don't know the ins and outs of everything that went on in there, but you know, not as bad as it could have been, and thankfully, with a good care of the Everton medical team, I got back to this level, you know.
There you go. We wish Seamus all the best. He'll be in international action on Saturday as Ireland take on Belgium. That is it for the News Daily. Give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't, and don't forget, download that SofaScore app. Thank you very much. See you later.